And now, here's their story.
I want to tell you a story about my two little furry buddies. To start with, I was never really a cat person too much. My wife always had cats. I could take them or leave them. I generally prefer to leave them. But this is a story how two of them became my little buddies. I just love them to death. About a year ago, around June 4th, I was going to take a walk out in a place called Crawford's Bottom. It's way out in the country from where we live, and I was going to go down there and take a nice long walk. As I went down the road, I pulled into a spot that we pull over a lot to park, and as soon as I pulled in this little place to park, right there along the side where I parked was five little kittens, and they were all snuggled up together. And as soon as I got out of the truck, they come up to me, meowing and crying and whining, and I could tell somebody had thrown them out. And the poor little buggers was all skinny, and they was hungry, and they was thirsty, and I felt so sorry for them. I thought, well, I can't go for a walk today. I'm not going to leave these little cats out here all by themselves. I thought they'd never make it. A coyote or something would probably find them, or they'd starve to death or something. So I'm thinking, well, I guess the walk's out of the picture. I gotta do something with these cats. So I was debating on putting them in the cab of the truck and taking them home and tell my wife we just have to find homes for them, I guess, because I didn't want to leave them out there. So I was debating how I was going to bring them back. I just happened to look, and over the weeds, whoever dumped them out threw a great big huge carrier that's for a dog. They threw it away too. So I went walking in the weeds and retrieved it, brought it up to where the kittens was, and put it up on end and opened the door and started putting the cats down in it. Well, I never shut the door because I thought, well, they can't jump out of there because it's pretty long. It's about 3 foot long carrier. Thought they can't climb out of it. So I had four. I had four of them gathered up, and I went to go after the fifth one, and it took off running up in the woods. And like I said, it was June, and the woods was so thick, and the brush was so low, it kind of disappeared on me. I couldn't really tell where it went. So I thought, well, I better get down back to the mother cats that I did have in the carrier. And when I got down there, one of them was ready to jump out. So I hurried up, put him back down there, and closed the door on it, and latched it, and put it in the back of the truck. And I walked back up to the edge of the woods, looking up in there where that other cat went. I went walking up in there, and I couldn't find it. So I thought, well, I better get these other cats back to the house and surprise my wife. Look what I got. So when I pulled in, I came in the house, and Kitty, walk outside with me. I said, I got something I got to show you. So I took her out there, and there was these four kittens inside that big carrier, and we brought them up on the porch and let them out. And they, poor little buggers, you could feel every bone in their body. They were so thirsty and hungry. We fed them, gave them water, and
Their eyes were real bad.
their eyes was matted shut. I mean, matted real bad. They had fleas. The little buggers were just horrible. They wasn't really old enough to be away from their mother. And I just can't believe someone just threw them out there in the sticks all by themselves. So we, my first impression was I didn't want to keep none of them because they already had two cats. So my wife had talked to her friend, and her friend said, well, I'll take two of them. So she did. She came down and took two. And the other two, I decided we'd keep for a little while because one of them, the little tiger stripe Tigger, he was the worst. He really got sick a day or two after I got him, and I didn't want him to leave till I knew he was better. But in the meantime, both of them just stole my heart, and today they're just my little buddies. I love them to death. We've took them to the vet. They've got all their shots. And right now, today, they're my two little best friends.
And they got fixed too.
Yeah, and they've been fixed, and they're just my little pals. I love them to death.
Well, tell them how you went back several times looking for that other one and how you found out that they had been there at least overnight.
Yeah, they've been there at least overnight because uh,
Nephew?
my nephew seen them there the night before, and they was down there by that bridge. Well, like I said, I went back a couple of times trying to find the other cat, the fifth one, and I could never find it. So I don't know whatever happened to it. I looked around up in the woods and called, here, kitty, kitty, and that never done no good. I think I was back like 3 times trying to find it. But the people that done this, I just can't believe people are that heartless to throw these little animals out and don't care what happens to them. And me, I mean, that's just the cruelest thing you can do, I think. But like I said, they're little buggers today. They're Ollie and Tigger. They're my little buddies, and I just love them. And I'm sure glad I decided to keep both of them. And that's the story of the little kittens that was abandoned, and I rescued them, and I'm sure glad I did.
Yeah, and to talk about the other two, and I'll post some pictures along with this audio recording. My friend who took the two off my hands to help me out was going to rehome them as well, but they stole her heart. And so um, Oliver and Tiggy, they have a brother and sister, and I'll try to post pictures of what they look like now too. And just to let you know, they're all doing well. They're a little over a year old now. They're very healthy. Tigger, on the other hand, though, he is extremely healthy, and his appetite. Oh, I call him Chunky once in a while. But I'd like to thank you for telling the story on how you found these kitties, and I'm sure all of you are tickled to death to hear the story too. So if you like this video, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe. Tell your friends, and namaste. Have a great day.